Let's go, man. Merry Christmas. Are we live? Yeah, we live.
Hello to everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody. We are now here to break down the Cage Warriors 148. And I am especially happy because this is the Cage Warriors event where Modestus is headlining. And Wilson Hayes is fighting. Imagine, two of my favorite guys at one event. Can you get better than that? Nope.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. You can't get better than that. This is brutally great event. And let's kick off. Which is the first fight according to the official website?
So I have heard that the fight between Nick Bagley and Callum Parker has been cancelled. But apart from that, we will start off with Samuel Burke versus Orlando Wilson Prince. It's a pretty interesting fight, just matchmaking-wise, in my opinion. I think there's a big difference in skill here, especially from what we've seen in Samuel Burke's career so far in Cage Warriors. 2 finishes over 2 very credible opponents, Manny Akpan and Tobias Harilla, who we'll talk about later on the card. I haven't been too impressed with Orlando Wilson Prince. Lost to Tom Mearns, who I don't think is on the same point of his career, or in the same career path right now as Samuel Burke, who's very hungry, a great striker, and I really don't see this lasting too long for the Dutchman, Orlando Wilson Prince. So yeah, I think Samuel Burke gets this one done pretty early by TKO, probably with in the Muay Thai clinch with knees and elbows.
You know that Samuel Burke fought my teammate, Denis Jurakic. You know that very well. And you know what he's saying? He's saying, man, I was unable to hold that guy on the ground. I mean, he used to break many rules with fence grabbing, etc. But when a judo guy cannot control you on the ground, it means that you are a very credible opponent. To scrambles, to get up, etc. So I also have Samuel Burke. I think TKO KO round 2, or even I would dare to say round 1. Which one is the next fight?
Moving on after that fight, we have Nathan Fletcher, the return finally of the back take specialist from Next Gen, taking on Italy's Sandro Giordano. I'm a very big fan of Nathan Fletcher, and despite the time off, I think this is a perfect opponent to come back against. A young, hungry opponent. Both guys are 6-1. I expect to see a classic rear naked choke submission here for Nathan Fletcher. Great training partners there in Next Gen, and yeah, I think it could be interesting early on, especially with the time off, and especially because Giordano is a pretty decent prospect himself. But yeah, I expect to get a submission win here for Nathan Fletcher.
I also think Nathan Fletcher is going to win via submission. I've seen that he's been a master of chokes, and not only to mention rare naked chokes. I've seen him when he was training. I've seen some Barato Platas, Tariko Platas, and some modified submissions, like Imura on steroids, if you know what I mean.
I get you. Trust me, he's a strong guy, definitely a strong guy. But a big fan of his. Yeah, moving on up the card, we have Emerson versus Adam Miskini. I'm going to lean with Adam Miskini here. Inactivity and overall kind of lackluster performances for Emerson is his main pick against him here. Especially the fights against Aiden Stephen and against Liam Gittins. I think we've seen that this biggest weakness for Son Mays is the ground game. I think we could see Miskini take advantage of that. Good record himself, but his debut for Cage Warriors, so maybe he's not been tested enough. But yeah, I'm going to lean with Adam Miskini here in this fight.
I think I'm also going to lean with your pick, but I'm going to be cautious with this one because Son Mays is pretty much credible opponent. He's got 13-4, and okay, but if he's more experienced, that doesn't have to mean he's going to win. So I would be cautious, but I would also try to fish for Miskini's victory. About the next fight, what do you say?
Yes, that's a good fight. At middleweight, Dario Blondie versus Justin Barry. It's a very close fight, man. This is a very even fight, probably one of the most even fights in the card for me. I like Justin Barry, very good striking game. 2 back-to-back crescent kicks is nothing to laugh at. But I'm going to lean with Dario Blondie here. Very good amateur experience. And only losses in recent memory, like I mentioned in my video, were to Christian Leroy Duncan and Will Curry. 2 completely fine losses, 2 of the best guys in Europe at middleweight. So I'm going to trust Blondie to use his wrestling and just play it safe and get a decision win against Justin Barry using his wrestling. But if this stays in the feet, I think Justin Barry's got a very good chance of knocking Blondie out. But I'm going to go with the Italian one here.
I think this is a 50-50 fight, so I have to go with the neutral pick. Fight starts round 3. I believe it's a very close fight. Unless we see some miraculous knockout or miraculous KO, TKO win, I believe this might go all the way. I even think over 2.5 sounds like a great piece of play.
Definitely, man. Moving on, we have Chase and Blair versus Halil Hernandez. Jason Blair, a very well-known prospect, most probably because of his association with Paddy Pimblett, training with him. I think he gets this one done pretty quickly, going the first round by neck crank. Not been too impressed from anything I've seen on paper from Julio Hernandez. 1-1. One of the losses was by submission. I think if you're getting submitted by the kind of guy he was submitted by, I think someone with a good wrestling game and a good top game like Jason Blair, who's a young, very naturally athletic guy, will take him down and get a neck crank in the first round pretty easily, in my opinion, if I'm going to be completely honest.
I think Jason Blair to win via round in the first round. I am not sure whether it's going to be a submission or KO TKO, but he is better in top control. He is better in the ground game. Unless we see some miraculous knee knockout when Blair tries to shoot in, I don't see anything else. I think Blair gonna win pretty. Not gonna say it's easy fight, but I think 80-20.
Yeah, I'd say that. Moving on, up the card too, the return of the dentist, Darren Stewart, taking on Guilherme Kadena here. Yeah, of course, man, the dentist. I'm going to lean with Darren Stewart here. I think he'd even admit himself it was a bit of a underwhelming fight last time against Mick Stanton. I feel like we were all pretty much saying that Darren Stewart was going to win that one pretty easily, but then again, Stanton's pretty underrated, decent kind of record throughout Cage Warriors. He's been a veteran that scene for a while. And I am going to go with Darren Stewart here, though. I think probably like first round, second round TKO. Nothing too impressive on paper. Not any of the experience or the in-cage time in Cage Warriors, like for Mick Stanton, that we're seeing for Kadena. Nothing too impressive. And if you're not too impressive, I think Stewart can beat you. Close out to Kevin Holland, man. People forget that. Beat Maki Pitolo by first round guillotine. Beat Deron win. These are good enough wins for me to pick you to beat a guy like Guilherme Kadena. So yeah, I'm going to go with Darren Stewart by a first round TKO. Or second round TKO, I might go for actually.
I think Darren Stewart is going to win. I believe Darren Stewart going to win under 1.5 rounds. I think that kind of play would work. And also, Kadena is not bad on the ground. I think as long as Stewart keeps the fight on the feet, he should be pretty much fine. And he is a heavy-handed guy. I believe he hits harder. From what I've seen, not in experience, not in impressive on the end of Kadena. So Darren Stewart to win gonna be my call. Let's go to the next one. This one is tough to call, man.
Yeah, this is an absolute banger, man. Two of the most entertaining fights across the seas of Cage Warriors. Tobias Harilla versus Damon Wilson. It's a tough fight to call, like you said. It's a very close fight. I'm a big fan of both guys. I don't want to see either of them lose, but I'm going to lean with Sweden's Tobias Harilla here. I just think that this will get messy in a good way. It won't be like a sloppy fight, but it'll be like a good technical scrap back and forth. And I think that maybe Harilla loses the first round, gets knocked down, comes back and gets like a comeback finish. TKO against the cage against Damon Wilson. But whoever wins this fight's going to be in a very good place in this division. And yeah, I think Harilla maybe gets it done after a pretty turbulent first round. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. The people's main event, this fight pretty much. But yeah, it's a great fight.
I have two potential picks, not going the distance or Harilla to win via some kind of a stoppage. And I believe this is the people's main event for a reason. Also, this is my main event, despite I'm a die-hard fan of Modestus and Wilson. And also, I had interview with Darren Stewart in the past. This is my main event too.
Yeah, it's the people's main event. That's the official title for this fight. Yeah, next up though is Tomas Granville versus Wilson Hayes. In his younger years, I would have trusted Wilson Hayes to win this fight. Obviously experienced. Best name he's fought, I think you'd have to say, is Demetrius Johnson in that fight. But I'm going to lean with the Finnish man here, Tomas Granville. Too young, and I think just wants it more. I'm not saying Wilson Hayes is going to show up out of shape or anything. I think he always does show up in good shape, shows up willing to win. But I think we've just seen him slowly fall out of form in the recent years just because it's just a natural age progression. And guys at bantamweight do not age as well as guys at light heavyweight or heavyweight. So I'm going to go with Tomas Granville, who it hasn't been impressive enough, in my opinion, to pick him to win a pretty close, maybe split decision against an aged Wilson Hayes. No disrespect to the legend, of course.
To be honest, Wilson Hayes' natural weight class is 125. I had 3 interviews with the guy, and he told me this is his natural weight class. Like, move to bantamweight, it doesn't impress me at all, I'll be honest. It doesn't impress me at all. But okay, maybe he cannot cut weight anymore. It's very, very hard process, etc. But I believe this is going to affect his cardio. If you move up, you're going to have better cardio, and I can't go against him. You know I'm a big fan of his, so I'm going to go with Hayes via decision. I don't think he will be able to finish the guy from Finland, because the guy from Finland actually has great BJJ and scrambles, and despite Hayes is a legendary BJJ black belt, it's going to be a hard fight for him.
Definitely, man. Moving up to the featured fight, the first of 3 title fights, we have Sam Creasy versus Shadjadul Hack, the rematch that's been about 6 years in the making. I'm going to go with my guy, Sam Creasy here. Sam United gets this one done and evens it up for the fight against Shadjadul Hack here. I broke this fight down twice. It was meant to happen back on the card in November on the Unplugged card, and I broke it down on my channel just a couple of days ago. I think Sam Creasy is evolving more than Shadjadul Hack is. I don't think Shadjak is that different from the Sam Creasy fight to how he is now, especially seeing him finding areas and stuff. I think Sam Creasy's got a lot better. His ground game's improved tremendously, and his striking, he's improved it to the point where he plants his feet a lot more and throws with a lot more bad intentions. And I think that'll come to play a big factor in this fight. Keep Shadjadul Hack off him. And we have seen both these guys get hurt badly in fights before, so this could be a finish. But I'm going to lean the Sam Creasy by decision 3-2. I think Creasy wins a couple of the early rounds, maybe in the 5th round as well. And secures the defence of his flyweight title against Shadjak.
From what I've seen, Sam Creasy should be having better cardio. So only because of cardio, I'm going to lean Creasy. This is a close fight. And yes, a close rematch. Only because of cardio, I believe he gets championship rounds done. Aside of the first round or second round, Hag is pretty much dangerous in the early stages of the game. But I'm leaning Creasy too.
Definitely, man. Moving up to... it's my fight I'm most looking forward to, man. I cannot lie. It's the middleweight title fight. Christian Duncan versus Jesse Taylor. It is no question. I'm going to go with my boy, Christian Duncan here. I just interviewed him. Very, very nice guy. Honestly, one of the nice guys I've ever spoken to, regardless of fighter or not. And that's not just the reason I'm picking him. I just don't see Jesse Taylor submitting him. And if I don't see him submitting him early, I just don't see him lasting 5 rounds without getting caught himself, because I compared Jesse Taylor to Michael Chiesa, and the fact that Chiesa and Taylor, both known for their ground games, both known for their submissions, have a real habit against submitting themselves. Like, think about how many times Chiesa's been submitted. Think about how many times Jesse Taylor's been submitted. I'm going to go with Christian Leroy Duncan, having a pretty close first round, winning the second round using the striking, and then taking Jesse Taylor's back in the 3rd round and choking him out and making his way off to the UFC. Let's go CLD. Let's go all the way.
I believe Christian Leroy Duncan is the UFC material, and despite he destroyed Marian Dimitrov, who is from my state, I believe that Christian Leroy Duncan was going to piece him up. Also, I think Christian Leroy Duncan is going to win this fight without many problems. I also believe he is ready for the UFC. Also, do you know that people chose me for the most influential Bulgarian MMA personality? I mean, Blago Ivanov, Kalev Kolev, Nikola Zlato, Marian Dimitrov. UFC fighter, Cage Warriors fighters, then a White Contender Series guy, and they say I'm the most influential. Can you believe that?
I absolutely can believe it, because you are, I think, doing so much for MMA, not just in Bulgaria, but for Serbia as well. Listen, there's a reason that I'm sitting here wearing this Bulgarian cap, but it's not just because I love the country of Bulgaria, it's because I believe in the Bulgarian cowboy, Vladimir Vlad. He is an absolute legend of the scene, and you were very rightfully voted for the most influential Bulgarian in all of MMA, and yeah, I'm very proud of that, man. Congratulations on that award.
Thank you, man. I didn't know that fans are going to pick me. I was thinking like it's going to be Blago Ivanov, like, you know. I was thinking that it's going to be Blago Ivanov and me close fight, etc. But it was a demolition magician, one-sided ass whooping. So where I was swinging the hammer in that. The next fight, we got Modestus Bakauskas, man. What do you say? Is it time for the big return of Modestus Bakauskas? I think he wins the title, man, this time. But this opponent is more dangerous than the previous one.
I think that Modestus Bakauskas takes the belt that he never lost in the first place. Obviously, he was the last Cage Warriors champion, stripped the belt when he went to the UFC. No one's held it since, comes back. I think he takes it. Chuck Campbell's dangerous, but he is also 37, 38 years old, and Bakauskas is still very young in this game, especially like heavyweight. Experience, and looking back at him, people forget, I thought that he should have beat Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, and you look at what Oleksiejczuk's doing now, you think, how good does that look now? Beat Michailidis a lot quicker than Alex Bahia did, and a lot of good wins in Cage Warriors before that. Beat Lee Chadwick, who's a veteran. And yeah, I think it'll be a close striking match over 5 rounds in which Modestus Bakauskas, younger, and just wants it more. Chuck Campbell, kind of the last ride of his career. Bakauskas wants to get back to the UFC and prove himself. So yeah, I think he's got everything in his core here. Trains with Lord Curry as well, who's an amazing fighter. And yeah, I believe Modestus Bakauskas here in this fight.
I also believe for Modestus Bakauskas, especially because his fight IQ is pretty much very, very top-notch these days. You've seen his last fight against Chadwick. And also, you know that I recorded a video on Instagram, 10 to 4 Modestus elbows in his favor. He's also a revolutionary person, man. I've never seen somebody doing 10 to 4 knocking person out. You've seen what he did to Michailidis. Also, I believe he defeated Michal Alexichuk, and Michal Alexichuk is piecing people up right now. So if you could stand and bang with Alexichuk for 3 rounds, I mean, Alexichuk is now 185er, but if he could have stood and banged with him for like 5 rounds, 3 rounds, he is definitely going to be able to stand and bang with this guy. There's no way this guy is better than Michal Alexichuk.
Agreed, and that's literally the point I brought up there, Alexichuk. And a good run of his own right now, and Mikhailsis really should have beat him. Other than that, his only losses were to Roundtree and Jimmy Crute, who are both ranked in the UFC right now, so there's no shame in that. And yeah, like I said, very young for light heavyweight. I think he gets this one done.
Me too, man. Thanks so much for being a guest of mine, man. And yeah, here's to another year in UFC Predictions 2023. It's gonna be a rocky year for the beginning of the UFC. Yeah, let's go, man. Now my shoulder is fine. See?
Yes, let's go. We can throw the jukes again. Let's go, mate.
Yeah.
Come on. Can you help me with something, by the way?
Yep, go for it.
I'm trying to figure out. Do you know how to do Rubik's cubes? I'm struggling with this one. It's quite hard.
Oh, I've never succeeded with Rubik's cube. Never ever in my life. I was trying, but I've never made the Rubik's cube.
Well, it's difficult, man. I'm struggling. I have to go this for Christmas, man. It's like the 19th century getting Rubik's cubes for Christmas. It's mad. But yes, like you said, a new year, 2023, and if all things go well, I will be having my amateur debut this time next year. So. Should be going well. This time next year, hopefully I should be getting in the cage for the first time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So you're going to fight, and how about Drew? Is he still fighting or?
Yeah, Drew's taking a bit of a hiatus right now, but we'll see. We'll get back into that, but I'm focusing on myself right now, man, yeah. But like I said, this time next year, I'm going to take all the proper training precautions, and I'm going to be looking forward to it, man, definitely.
Well, I'm happy because you will be fighting, man. You will have media attention for sure. Don't worry about media attention. You already have one.
Of course, man. I'm glad that you've given us a platform to come on here all these times. And Jim, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Probably not, like I said, next year, December, maybe early 2024. But yes, it's coming soon. People keep asking me when I'm going to stay in the cage. And yeah, it's coming soon. Trust me, I'm looking forward to it. I've got a big community now with you and Better MMA and the whole MMA Guru community. Guru the Musical. A lot of big support behind me right now. And I'm feeling the love. And I'm feeling the passion to get into the cage and take what's mine.
That's outstanding, man. I'm also training wrestling almost every single day. I'm learning to counter wrestle. So my coach said, until you learn to counter wrestle, we are not going to discuss. And that's fair.
Well, are you considering still trying to fight Jason Fire?
Well, that guy accepted the fight, then he pretends he knows nothing about the guy who challenged him. It's obvious that he has no balls to fight me. That's why I suggested him old school UFC fight with nut shots, with headbutts, because if he has no balls, he's not going to feel the kicks to the nuts, right?
That's a good point, exactly. Yeah, that's a good one. Good point, definitely. Yeah, I don't know why he won't accept it. You know, clearly, you know, wasn't Jason Fine like the military or something? You know, consider himself a pretty built up guy. So yeah, realistically, he should be taking the fight, no problems. But yeah, definitely seems like he's ducking you.
Yeah, he's heavier than me, man. Let's be honest, he's heavier than me. If he drags me to the ground, I might be in a problem, but I'm moving like a cat. That's a problem for him.
Well, I should point out, by the way, I don't know if anyone's aware, I have put the Swarms thing behind me. So I stepped away from the Swarms camp. It just came at me that, you know, I was probably never going to fight him, but he didn't respond to me. Listen, if he ever wants to accept the challenge, I've always got to be willing. As long as I'm fighting, I will be willing to fight Swarms in a boxing match. But yeah, right now, I've taken my time away from Swarms. I'm focusing full-time on MMA, so yeah. New year, new me. Basic white bitch, let's go.
That's excellent, man. I can't wait for your debut.
Definitely, I appreciate that. We can try to fly you to Scotland, get your front row tickets, but yeah.
Okay, if you want to, that's not a problem. Just message me 2 months earlier because my sponsor is going to make me problem. So if you message me 2 months earlier and if we can arrange something, then okay.
Definitely, it can be like an all-star show. We can have you there, we can have Guru the Musical, we can have Better MMA, we can have MMA Guru, we have all the people in the front row supporting me with the Scottish, Serbian, Bulgarian flag. And yeah, man, it can be a good event. We can get in the opponent's head, whoever fight, and then yeah, I'm coming for that belt. I'm taking what's mine, man. It's how it is, but yeah. And all
would be a great It would be a great honor for me to fly, you know. No, I'm not joking around. I'm saying this in front of the audience, so I'm not joking around. It would be a great honor. Just I told you, message me 2 months earlier, because if you don't message me on time, there might be a problem with scheduling etc. You know how it goes.
Of course, man, definitely. I'll hit you up once I get fight news, once I start getting all the events and stuff sorted out. But yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much, man. This is a huge honor for me.
Definitely, man. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, everyone. We'll be back next year for the Cage Warriors cards as well.
Please follow out his channel. You will see. He will have a great channel. He is ready
Jamal
to
MMA
grow.
series. Jamal MMA series on YouTube. Big Jamal G on Instagram. I love all you guys, man. I hope you'll be supporting me in the new year. Let's go.
Let's go, man. Have a great day. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and catch you in the upcoming year, man.